Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we've got a battle between the Putt Castle civilizations as Hera, playing as the Bulgarians in blue, prepares to take on MbL, playing as the Sicilians in red. Now all the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible. Let's take a look at the civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Bulgarians are what I like to call a cost-cutting civilization. Their militia line upgrades are free. Their blacksmith and siege workshop upgrades cost less food. And their blacksmith, by the way, also work almost twice as fast as normal. Now, their town centers do cost less stone, which is great because Bulgarians can focus their stone expenditure on their unique structure, the Krepost. Think of this as a mini castle, why I refer to it as a Putt castle, similar to the Sicilian donjon, except it's more expensive, but also comes with more HP, a higher attack, and tankier armor. It does also provide 20 population room and can only be built in Castle Age, unlike the donjon, which can only be, can be built in Feudal. Now, once you've saved all these resources, you can invest them in building a pretty tanky army. Now, even though the Bulgarians don't get champions, they can upgrade their two-handed swordsmen to be super tanky with a huge melee armor boost, and they can turn their cavalry Japanese by upgrading them to attack 33% faster. This, by the way, is a fantastic upgrade or technology, whatever you want to call it, because it does affect the Bulgarian unique unit, the Conic. This is a 2-for-1 unit that starts out as a tanky, powerful, flail-wielding cavalry unit that transforms into a less tanky, but still powerful infantry unit when it dies or gets dislodged from its horse. Now, opposing Hera, we've got MbL as the Sicilians in red, a civilization whose strength, in my opinion, derives from their static defensive structures. Sicilians start the game, take a look at the top right of your screen, with 100 extra stone, which is fantastic because they do build town centers twice as fast as normal and castles 50% faster than normal. Now, as I mentioned, starting in Feudal Age, the Sicilians can build their unique structure. This one's called the Donjon. Again, a mini Putt castle that gains HP and armor as the game progresses, and starting in Castle Age shoots multiple arrows even when it's ungarrisoned. Now, unlike the Bulgarian Krepost to our left, Unlike the Bulgarian Krepost, I lost my train of thought there. I distracted myself realizing that MbL managed to pull an elephant without taking any damage to his villagers, something that if you've been watching the last few videos, I have been on about for a while. Even Hera here taking a bit of damage on these villagers, whereas MbL did not. Fantastic play there. Goat, ostrich, both lie dead. Oh my goodness. In any event, like the Bulgarian Krepost, the Sicilian donjon can be used to build train the unique unit of the Sicilians, in this case, the Sergeant, a medium infantry unit with amazing base armor whose HP actually increases in Castle Age and is one of the only 2 unique units in the game available to be trained in Feudal. This villager did take damage. There you go. So, by the way, if you weren't aware, you can also use sergeants to build and repair donjons. Now, unlike the Bulgarian Krepost, which is what I was trying to say originally, unlike the Krepost, the donjon can also be used to train spearman line units and can be used as a prerequisite in order to build stables and archery ranges, which allows the Sicilians to skip the whole, barracks thing. Now, by far, in my opinion, the coolest feature of the Sicilians is their ability to call a first crusade, where each town center, each one of these structures, spawns 5 sergeants up to a maximum of 5 town centers, meaning 25 sergeants appear out of nowhere. Now, like all infantry units, the sergeant is susceptible to archer fire, so to help protect it on the field of battle, Sicilian knights and cavaliers can be upgraded to get extra armor. All Sicilian infantry, cavalry, and archer units take 33% less bonus damage, and all Sicilian units can be upgraded to be more resistant to conversion. Now, to feed their big, hungry, militaristic population, the Sicilians have, in my opinion, the best farms in the game. When a farm is upgraded, when a farm upgrade is researched, it more than doubles the amount of food added to the farms, which means a fully upgraded Sicilian farm in Imperial comes with a massive 1,019 food. And that's before any kind of team bonuses, any team game. For example, the Chinese team bonus that adds 10% food to farms makes that even more fertile and bonkers. So this is the Civ matchup we're watching today. By the way, a few similarities here in these Civs. Not only are these the two Civs in the game that can build little mini putt-putt castles. Now, for those of you who don't know what the hell a putt-putt castle is, it is a reference to mini golf, where you go and you golf in a smaller little form, and there's always some kind of castle with a drawbridge that goes down and up, and you've got to get the golf ball inside. That is what I think the Krepos and Donjon look like, to me at least. But you might agree, might disagree. In any event, for now, Hera putting on some pressure with these men-at-arms. Remember, the Bulgarians, like the Turks, with their scout line units automatically becoming light cav, automatically becoming hussars, the Bulgarians get the exact same thing, but for their militia line units. But anyway, before I distracted myself, and while this man-at-arms with 0 kills and 11 HP tries to get something done here, I was mentioning how, aside from being able to put down putt-putt castles, I know I might be getting annoying, I'm going to stop saying putt-putt castle, but aside from that, these are also two civs that come with unique features, unique upgrades, technologies, whatever you want to call them, that adds a good amount of armor to their units. Now, remember, I mentioned how Sicilian knights and cavaliers, because they don't get paladins, can be upgraded to get extra armor, +1 melee, +2 pierce. That upgrade is called Hauberk, whereas the Bulgarians can add a massive +5 melee armor to their militia line units in a upgrade that I like to call Bilbo Baggins, or Frodo Baggins, depending on how old you are and which book you read first. But in any event, excited to see where this game takes us. These are two amazing players who have been duking it out at the highest Elo levels. Take a look at the time of recording this game. Those Elos are basically, what, 54 points apart at this level? Incredibly high Elos. And so very powerful civilizations, and expectations are high. I'm not going to lie. If this game ends in like 15 minutes and I don't cast it, or, I obviously I'm casting it, but I don't end up posting it, I am going to be severely disappointed, especially because I am very much invested in this one spearman who is crossing the desert sea here, past tree, past ostrich. What tree is this? Dragon tree. Ostrich pecking at the ground, stork flying overhead, delivering a baby to somebody, pokes in, sees the skirmishers, pokes out immediately. What are you? You are nothing. I can't even click this shrub. I am very much invested in the fate of this one spearman that MbL has sent out in the middle of the map. Me, oh my. Both players 28 villager count, 4 or 5 army supply. Looks like our Bulgarian is building 2 scout cav and the spearman, whose fate I was wondering about. Is it a big surprise in the face of 4 skirmishers? He is lying face first in the dirt. Hera preemptively walling off his base. I wonder if all of this was some kind of mind game by MbL, sending a spearman first so that Hera would think he's coming under attack and start constructing a series of fortifications. 2 villagers pulled off the production line means that MbL is actually 2 productive villagers ahead of his opponent. These archers, by the way, taking a very circuitous route to get to Hera's base. Let's take a look at the resources. This is not good for MbL, by the way. This extremely exposed wood pile, gold pile. My God, I don't know what's going on with my brain right now. Words are not coming out properly. Maybe I need to have a sip of Pepsi or something. But in any event, gold pile very exposed here. 2 hills means that these skirmishers on the high ground do 25% more damage for a unit that only attacks on a 2. That's not bad at all. Does manage to get an eco kill finally, does MbL. But the archers are here to the back of his base. Rather, does Hera, not MbL. Where is Hera's primary gold? A little bit off to the side in the backwards position. Archers much better at killing villagers than skirmishers, but villagers reply. 2 skirmishers come to help them out. And Hera's army here has to get the hell out. There's nothing left for him to do. 3 kills is about as good as you can expect with super weak Feudal Age units. Better archers than skirmishers, but now they are going to die, especially with the scout cutting him off. And that's all she wrote for Hera. rather for MbL. Oh my goodness, guys, I don't know what's wrong with me today. Hera on the other side of the maps got a scout inside MbL's base and is now trying to bust down the front door here. This is a good force here out of Hera. See, I got the player's name right. Something you know, something that really shouldn't be celebrated. But I guess I've made so many mistakes in casting at the 17-minute mark of the game so far that I have to pat myself on the back when I get the players' names correctly. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Donjon being built. Oh, but this is a good amount of army here from Hera. He's going to stop this unless... Okay. Unless our Sicilian moves in under cover of town center, but the skirmishers don't care. 85% complete. Oh my god, is this going to go up? Why is Hera retreating? Why did Hera move out? He had such a good amount of pressure here. Could have stalled this for a little bit longer, but no, instead decides to pivot north with 15 army supply. Our Sicilian here with 12. No spearmen being built. Remember, this guy now serves as a prerequisite, although our Sicilian already with a barracks, as we saw that spearman waddling his way across the map about 10 minutes ago. And now armies are posturing. I favor Hera's army here. He's got, I think, 1 or 2 more scouts. Well, now he's got 6 more scouts because all of MbL scouts have gone the complete other way. But Hera also has 9 skirmishers to this very much smaller archer force that is comprised of 4 archers, which against skirmishers are not going to do that much. And Hera says, you know what? You've got a donjon in the south? I'm just going to move more north. Well, MbL engages into the base, but wall off already up for both players. This is an interesting wall off here for Hera, by the way, yeah? This kind of looks like a last-minute desperation wall off. Not surprising. Take a look at how open his base is. Where the hell was he supposed to wall this off? Surprised he didn't take or make use of the stone pile here to the north as part of the wall. But MbL, having accomplished exactly jack shit across the map, is now back, sees the skirmishers undefended, decides this is the moment to pounce, but hasn't really added much to his army. It was 7 archers before, it's 7 archers now. Hera, in my opinion, still with the better army here. How's the HP looking on this army? Oh goodness, Hera's army is 200 HP lower. His scouts took a shitty engage there on the hill, and look, losing more units. What happened there? Hera had, again, in my opinion, the better army. Maybe these scouts just managed to get in. Upgrades are identical for both players. +1/+1 for the cavalry. +1 0 for the ranged units. I'm surprised MbL, or rather Hera's skirmishers didn't demolish MbL's archers. After the game, I'll go back and take a look. But wow, fantastic trade there for MbL. Take a look at the kill count, 19-9, same amount of civilian kills. And now both players are heading up to castle, although it is our Bulgarian about 25 seconds ahead of his opponent. Players disengaged. Let's take a quick look at the bases. Blacksmith, 2 stables, barracks, archery range, and what is this? A 3rd stable. Okay, so we know which direction our Bulgarian wants to go. Now remember, the upgrade I mentioned about how the Bulgarians can turn their cavalry Japanese by attacking 33% faster. If our Bulgarian goes unique unit, the Conic, he's going to have to research that, because the Conic is the slowest attacking cavalry unit in the game. Melee, not archer. I should make that very clear. But the Conic, yeah, very important for him to get the stirrups upgrade. Otherwise, those Conics just attack super duper slow. And now it is MbL who has penetrated Hera's base. And Hera here on the defensive. Army supply 25-5. How the hell is Hera going to defend this? And what the hell has he been doing economically? Look at our Sicilian, 47 villagers to 41, 20 army supply to 6. So, okay, Hera's managed to get rid of 5 army supply here. I think the 5 villagers in the watchtower are definitely helping. Random blue house attempted, random blue house failed. behind all this, Hera, cool as a frickin' cucumber, because he's building knights and he knows knights are going to demolish this entire army, is building a monastery. Are we going to get to see relic play, or are we just healing units at this point? Second town center for our Sicilian. Let's take a look at his base. Just the barracks, just just the archery range, and just one stable and a blacksmith in the back. We'll call you a backsmith, LOL. This is the kind of punnery that you should expect here at Cast of Empires. I couldn't even get through that sentence without making myself disgusted. Oh man, do I not like puns. I mean, I like puns. I like puns and dad jokes. But yeah. In any event, enough about punnery. Pikeman shooing away the Bulgarian knights, who I guess wanted to engage, but now he shoot him away right into his own base. We'll keep an eye on those knights for a quick second. What is Hera building behind this? 3 more light cav now, not scouts anymore. Why has he seen a monastery of any kind? No, he has not. He doesn't even know that the Krepost is up, by the way. He still thinks it's a pile of scaffolding and building materials. The knights are here. The pike respond, and now he sees that the Krepost is up as it fires I believe 2 arrows? Yeah, 2 arrows at this knight, who will eventually die. And now all of Hera's aggression is gone. Kill count 43 to 33. I was incredibly worried there. I am estimating things wrong now twice in this game. First, I thought Hera's army was going to crush it over here, but I think if I remember correctly, MbL got the high ground. I'm going to rewatch that, watch the tape after this game is over. I thought Hera's army was going to crush over here, and I thought MbL was going to get a lot more damage done over here. 25 army supply to 5. But Hera got his butt up to Castle Age, using his 3 stables, pumped out a bunch of knights, and saved his hide. Second town center finally going up for him at around the 29-minute mark of the game. Light Cav, what is your purpose here? I mean, there's nothing. One random sergeant. By the way, their base armor, I'm in love with this unit. Base armor of 3 and 3. And they get, take a look at the top right, all of the upgrades. All the blacksmith upgrades, I should say. Plus, when you go up, that becomes 4-4. So there's nothing in here that really Hera can attack into. I think he's now seen the monastery. Okay, so he has seen the monastery. I wonder if he thinks monk play is about to happen, or if this is just 4 light cav to A, keep MbL on his toes, and B, just get a good amount of scouting while the rest of his army moves forward. 4 monks. This is an interesting army. Why is he adding light cav? Let me know in the comments below what you think, but there's nothing in the top right of our screen. Pike, knights, more pike, sergeant, except for the 2 monks. There's nothing here that the light cav can really engage into. They're also upgraded at this point to in a way that makes them not very good at killing villagers. Converts going down on the pike. Not too sure this is a fight that Hera should be taking. Oh goodness, losing a good amount of his knights. But the backstab from this knight means that Hera's monk count has now been reset to 2, and this guy's huffing it home. Look how fast he's moving. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, he does not want to be here right now. Monk versus knight. The classic Age of Empires battle here. 4 knights swarm over that monk. The one to the east. Oh, my goodness. How many relics has Hera seen? Oh, how sour is this? In one little isthmus of darkness, there's this other relic, but how cocky is Hera here? Look at this monk. So he hasn't seen the one over here. He's seen the one over here. And where is... Okay, so he's already got 2. But, yeah. How many of us would send a monk all the way across the map? And look at how nonchalantly this monk is walking. There's a huge battle happening in the front of his base. He has no vision on what his opponent is doing. Doesn't know what is going on. This is all darkness for Hera. And in the midst of all that, sending just one random monk out in the middle of nowhere. Just to collect a relic. Oh, you know. MbL still ahead in the kill count, although now Hera seems to have gotten one extra villager kill. A third town center going up for him. A fifth town center going up for our Sicilian. Oh, does this mean we're going to get to see a first crusade? I sincerely hope so. But 1, 2 town centers going up for Hera. So it's going to be 5-4 in a minute. I'm going to keep my eyes firmly fixed on the top right of our screen just in case there is a first crusade. Now, the first crusade... Oh, 1 second. Let's see if they get any monks here before I start rambling on about the first crusade. Not an expensive technology or upgrade, whatever you want to call it. I feel weird calling the first crusade a technology, right? Or an upgrade. It's more of a... What do you want to call it? I don't know. Strange. But it's only 300 gold in addition to a bit of food. So he's getting the gold. Even though right now, as I say that, he built the knight, then canceled the knight, building 2 monks. But I wonder if that's why our Sicilian went up to 5 town centers, or if he wants to just play an economic game, because take a look at villager count. He's ahead 30 villagers, 106 to Hera's 76 a second ago. Hera should not be engaging into these pikemen. But with a few converts, look at this, 1, 2, 3 knights desert from the Sicilian armed forces and join the Bulgarians. And just like that, take a look. Army supply was 19 to 16, where it was literally 19 to 16 or 16 to 19 the other way with those 3 converts. Hera swinging the army supply. Remember, every time you get a convert, it swings army count by 2 because you lose a unit and your opponent gains a unit. So where you had 10-10 before, you now have 11 and your opponent has 9, or you now have 9 and your opponent has 11. So it's a 2-unit swing. Our first castle going for our going up for our Sicilians. Hera needs to be careful here. If you guys have watched my Hera casts, and I hope you have, at this point, you know that I think he babysits his units the best. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's, number 1, there's 6 monks. Finally, he's making it home with this relic. There's 6 monks on the field, but I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if he takes a minute here and just heals up these units. Again, Hera, the best babysitter of units, in my opinion, which means these knights can engage into pike. Because knights are still the better unit here, even with all the upgrades and bonuses, or rather, let's take a look at the upgrades. Not bad, +2, +1 to the +2, +1 of the knights. But even with all the plus, what is it, 22 against cavalry? +22 against cavalry. The knights, I think, still beat them out. And Hera, look at the HP going up, 1170, 1180, 1190, 12. Because he's healing these units, he can keep taking more and more fights with them against the counter unit. Whereas any other player here would have fought those pike, retreated without the monks, engaged into this army, and his knights would be at half health. But now Hera's knights are in full health. Reinforcement streaming from the left. Monks trying to convert as much as he possibly can. And this fight should go very much in Hera's favor here, even though he is trading out. Oh, and now MbL with these 2 very forward monks. By the way, behind all this, we zoomed in on this a second ago. Hera got all 5 relics. We'll take a look at the end of the game how much relic gold played a role in it. He is going up to Imperial and he is building barracks. Are we going to get to see 2-handed swordsmen? I think so. We're seeing gambesons. Extra pierce armor, those guys with gambesons and with the Bilbo Baggins upgrade. 2-handed swordsmen are basically mini Teutonic knights. More stables being built for our Sicilian. Okay, no first crusade. Army supply, he's ahead. Villager count, he's very much ahead. And even though Hera will reach Imperial about 35 or so seconds ahead of his opponent, I'm starting to get a little worried here for Hera. He's, number 1, he's supply blocked at the moment, although the castle did just add 20 supply. as castles do. MbL with a doubt castle, body of monks moving to the north. But what are you going to do? Convert pikemen? Not exactly the greatest use of monks. At the same time, Hera moving in with his 11 knights. But did they get stuck? No. Or they did? I don't know anymore. I don't know what's going on in this game anymore. I've lost complete control of the situation, but Hera is going to do a good amount of damage here. However, he will lose all of his knights. Actually, I don't know if he even did a good amount of damage. What did he have before? 8 or 9 villager kills? In the event, we'll keep an eye on them, see how much damage they can do. But knights moving south here for MbL, who is now at 200 supply. Hera 40 supply behind, 20 of that in villagers, about 15 of that in army count. But first to Imperial means first to trebuchets, and there they are, two-handed swordsmen. No baggins just yet. Bagains, if you want to be real technical about it. Hera comes home. Halberdiers to the north. Army chasing army to the center. And now our Sicilian is going ranged units. I don't know that you want to do that. I think these guys with fully upgraded, I mean, I hope we're gonna get to see them blast furnace finishing up for Hera as well. If you reach Imperial and you are going melee, please make sure you have enough resources to research blast furnace right away. That is an upgrade that takes 100 in-game seconds to complete. So you want to get it as soon as possible. Otherwise, you are going to be left holding the bag. Take a look at our Sicilian still just on iron casting. So it needs to be careful. So will we see the Bagains upgrade, or will we see the Hauberk upgrade? I'm going to keep an eye out on the tops of our screens for now. We are seeing pikemen, halberdiers. Castle to the center. Will it fall? He's got 780 stone. Means he can repair it for days, but frickin' 3 trebs have something to say about it, even though the castle is on the high ground. So he's going to take less damage, and now Hera's relics are in jeopardy. Oh, goodness gracious. Great trebuchet balls of fire, handcart, arbalest, leather archer armor, chemistry. There it is. The Bagains. Bilbo Baggins. Take a look at the armor upgrade, armor boost. By the way, he's still missing the last armor upgrade, which will give them 6 pierce. But take a look at what happens in 6 seconds. Take a look at the bottom left of your screen. 1 plus 2 becomes 1 plus 7. Oh, good luck, halberdiers. Good luck. I don't think there's going to be a single blue body here on the ground. No, there is not. The halberdiers realize this. MbL must have clicked on this unit and seen that disgusting mini Teutonic knight armor and just gotten the hell out of there and finally plate mail armor. Take a look at their fully upgraded form. What a Bulgarian two-handed swordsman looks like. Look at that. 9 melee, 6 pierce armor. Not quite a Huskarl in pierce armor, but 9 melee, 6 pierce on a unit with 60 HP. Not the greatest, but attacks on a 16. Goodness gracious, are they tanky. Look at the damage they're doing, even under fire from all of these arbalests. They are not enough to one-shot these guys. My goodness. Upgrades? Not even fully upgrades. And there it is. There's Hauberk. So we're going to get to see the upgrades for the players. He's got 4 Cavaliers. Where the heck are they? Take a look at their armor now. He's still missing something, right? He's still missing an attack. There it is. Take a look how long. Oh my goodness. Top right of your screen. 1 minute and 20 seconds away until these Cavaliers are fully upgraded. Kreposts are now up. But MbL losing his first doubt castle is undeterred. Hera being a bit pacifistic with his trebs here should position them here. Oh, but in comes the... Oh, no, never mind. He's getting the Onager upgrade, so not pacifistic at all. He just wants to flatten them with rocks. Multiple rocks. And Blast Furnace still. This is why I'm telling you, when you hit Imperial, if you're going melee, you should probably get Blast Furnace ASAP, because it is still not completed here. for our Sicilian, who now has full armor. No, actually, he doesn't still have full armor. Otherwise, yeah, this would be a little bit higher. This would be +4, +6. It is still a minute away. So our Sicilian a little bit late to the party, but does have the army supply lead, still has a villager lead. The Hera has done a fantastic job of catching up to villager count, down only 2 villagers. Where are these arbalests moving? You are attacking a light cav unit that has 6 pierce armor. Okay. Now it's a hussar with 6 pierce armor. Let's take a look at the Cavalier's final armor now in 1 +4 +6, 6 melee, 8 pierce. And this is what I was talking about earlier in the game, the similarities between the civilizations. One with the infantry armor upgrades, one with the cavalry armor upgrades. Just absolutely stunning play at the same time as we just saw hussars raiding the hell out of the Sicilian settlement. Our Sicilian is now down in villager count, but did Hera wait a little bit too long? Uh-oh, sneaky onager. Oh, where are you going? Why are you going so far? You don't need to be so close. A good amount of kills on these onagers. I think it was more than 5. It must have been more than 5. But in any event, my question is this a little bit too late here for Hera? Even though he's got 58 civilian kills, there is a big Sicilian army right in the center of his base. Trebuchets are coming under attack. Friendly fire from the onagers. 1 goes down. 2nd will go down. 3rd will go down. Onager goes down. And now what the hell do you do against a Cavalier with 140 HP, 6 melee, 8 pierce armor? Castles are not going to do much. Oh my goodness, hussars definitely aren't going to do much. Hera's army supply is a 5th of his opponents. Our Sicilian streaming units across the map, taking so much gold that he doesn't care about long distance mining of the gold. And now our Sicilian returns the favor, but these aren't hussars. These are incredibly tanky cavaliers. And he has penetrated the center of Hera's base. Hera's got what to the south? Krepos has rebuilt his monastery, but only 2 relics, 3 remain unclaimed now. Another emergency Krepos being built. Remember, they build basically twice as fast as castles, and they do cost, you know, a castle, I was going to say half, but it's not exactly half. It's a little bit more than half. Castle's 650 stone. Krepos is 350. So it's half plus 25 stone. So you can't really build, we'll call it a 2-for-1. The Bulgarian are a real 2-for civilization. With the Conic, you get 2 units in exchange in 1. And in the Krepos, you can build 2 of those in exchange for 1. I don't know why I keep saying in exchange for 1 castle. In lieu of, instead of 1 castle. Arbalests to the south. Arbalests in the center. Cavaliers raiding. And now MbL, by the way, has taken all the gold in the contested parts of the map, which means he can build cavaliers for days, building 9 at a time, already at 20. His own Treb dies. No more Trebs for either player. Where's the one last remaining onager? You are just hanging out. You just cowardly onager. Doesn't want to engage into the battle. MbL retreats. Knows there's no point in just wasting and throwing away these units into Kreposts, into hussars. Build a bit of an army. Now he's only 2 times the army supply ahead of his opponent, and has done so much raiding that he is now again 25 villagers ahead of his opponent. Oh, and look at this. Lord of the Rings, the 2 towers. We've got Donjon on the high ground, Krepost on the low ground. Although I shouldn't say that. I think in Lord of the Rings, the 2 towers were both bad guy towers. I think. Oh, man. I don't remember their names. I can never remember their names. One is the Agmar's tower, but I forget the other one. A lot of people think the 2 towers refers to Saruman's tower and Gandalf's tower, although I don't think Gandalf has a tower. But no, it really is meant to refer to 2 bad guy towers, which, again, I like the reference on the face of it, but of course neither of these players are bad guys. The last siege unit in the game falls, although right as I say that, I look up and in addition to seeing a random conic, I now see one Treb for Hera taking down the Donjon. Oh, look at this. Donjon and Krepos both die, and we saw a Treb here for our Sicilian, but that dies to the Hussars. Oh my goodness, these games are so hard to track. We've got action to the south. Arbalest continuing to shell. Oh no. Arbalest continuing to shell away at the town center. We have another donjon being built to essentially create a dead zone here where Hera can't go. Wanna bet that once he's done building this donjon, assuming he can either buys 100 stone or gets 50 stone more or so, the next donjon will go here or here in this perfect little nook between the two blue Venn diagrams. In the center, you've got this force of Cavaliers, Arbalests, Halbs, and a random monk. Although not so random, I think he's been collecting relics. It's now 3-2 for our Sicilian. So MbL taking a page out of Mr. Yo's book and nicks himself a few relics. That is British slang, if you weren't aware. And Hera tries to do a run by here, I guess, with these Hussars, but realizes that out of 32 army supply, a third of it is right here, which means that it is not here. And it is not here, which means he is about to die. And wow, what a crazy game. We got to see so many good things here. I'm so happy with this game. I'm so proud of myself for finding this game. I'm going to pat myself on the back, but I'm glad it didn't end when we were at the 15-minute mark. Like I was, for some reason, I don't know. You know how sometimes you just get a feeling something's going to happen and you're just sure it's going to happen and then it doesn't. And then you're either happy or you're disappointed. I'm very happy that this game didn't end at the 15-minute mark of the game, instead at the hour mark of the game, because that was incredibly fun. MbL just swarming over Hera after taking a bit of damage earlier on over here in his initial wall off. I really thought we were going to get to see a crusade out of these 5 town centers, but I wonder if he built it preemptively so that if indeed he was in an emergency situation, again, not an expensive tech to research, so might have left himself that as a backup. But in any event, 138 villagers to 94. Let's take a look at the stats. Hera, earlier part of the game with the peak APM. Same thing for MbL, pretty close APM, only 10 apart. 161 Hussars, 154 Halbs. Economically, yeah, MbL about 15% ahead here. Look at the Relic Gold playing a bit of a role, I would say. Although let's take a look at the numbers here. What do we have? 4,000 more wood for our Sicilian. More food for our Bulgarian. Not a surprise there. The player going Hussars. Gold. Mama, look at that. 9,000 more gold when you take away the relics. With the relics, about 7,000 more gold. Oh, God. And look at this. Our Sicilian, about 3 castles worth of stone ahead of his opponent. Militarily, Hera getting more converts, but also losing 4 units of his own. 367 kills for our Bulgarian, 443 for our Sicilian, 120 villagers to 60, literally double the villager count. There was a brief moment there when Hera was raiding the hell out of this economy when I thought, okay, we're going to have ourselves a long game. And by the way, we did. An hour game is not a short game. But Hera, again, just didn't get the damage. I was wondering, is it too little, too late? If MbL wasn't on his doorstep, maybe that would have been an amazing amount of kills and an amazing amount of damage. But the problem is Hera has to make a choice now. His resources, take a look, are not great. His villager count has been lowered, decimated. And even though there's still a good amount of economy, look, 94 villagers is not a small amount of villagers, but now he's in decision mode. Dismounted Conic. Looks like he got 2 Arbalests here. Okay. 2 kills for him. But Hera has to make a bit of a Sophie's choice here. Do I invest in economy or do I invest in military? Because if he invests in economy, he is going to get steamrolled by the almost double army supply of his opponent. If he invests in military, then these ridiculously powerful cavaliers are just going to swarm over him and rip him apart. And what military can he invest in? Basically trash at the moment. Although, I wonder why he stopped building two-handed swordsmen. You know, look, they don't come with a huge boost, the bonus that the plus 22 that pikemen come with, but their armor is also much better, and their base attack is also much higher. So I wonder what he should have done here. Should he have just built an insanely large army made out of two-handed swordsmen? I mean, didn't have the gold to upgrade these guys to halberdiers, so their attack is still at a plus 22 versus a plus 32, I want to say. Yeah, plus 32. Hussars wasn't a bad choice, but at this stage of the game, you know, raiding is only going to get you so far. MbL can lose half his economy right now and still be okay because he's got the better units. He's got 18 arbalests also, so there's nothing Hera has here that can engage into this except two-handed swordsmen and maybe Hussars. But Hussars only have, what, like we saw, what, 6 pierce armor? Which is good, but it's not great, you know? Especially when there's all this other backup army here for MbL. But wow, what a fun game. Hera putting on a bit of pressure in the early game, and after that, MbL just steamrolling, moving forward. Take a look at his map vision. I'm going to zoom out. I want to see what this looks like. Oh god, look at this. He sees everything. Hera can't move out from the left, can't move out from the center, can't move out from the north, can't move out from the northeast. And even though he's still got this one castle left, does he have any Krepos left? I know the one to the south also fell. So his buildings are just being slowly demolished, and now there's nothing to defend the southern portion of his settlement. These siege workshops, these 1, 2, 3, 4 stables, this one town center is going to get demolished. Plus, this entire part is now cut off. 5 cavaliers will wreck this entire force, entire proxy area. Because again, remember, pro players just are allergic to getting murder holes. So 5 cavaliers will take down that Krepos. It is there's a reason it costs half the amount as a castle, because it does come with about half the HP, a little bit more than half. And ultimately, wow, super fun game. Love the kill count, about 800 kills. Hera unable to withstand just the brute force of these tanky Sicilian cavaliers with their 6-8 armor. And even though he built those Bilbo Baggins augmented two-handed swordsmen at first and did a fantastic job with them, man, fully upgraded are they a sight to behold. It is MbL who takes the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.